The convention center in downtown San Jose buzzed with energy. Dozens of students stood proudly beside their science fair projects: solar panels, AI prototypes, 3D printed bridges. Teachers, parents, and judges weaved between booths, clipboards in hand. But one booth had drawn a small crowd already, not because it was flashy, because it was different. At table number 57, a girl stood alone in a navy hoodie and jeans. Her project was clean, minimal, no glitter, no color, just a tablet, a whiteboard, and an open notebook filled with dense math. The title? Rewriting Propulsion Efficiency, a theoretical reframing of the Oberth effect. Her name tag read, Sophia Lynn, age 15. One of the judges leaned in, puzzled. "You wrote all this?" Sophia didn't flinch. "Yes. You know Elon Musk, he is here today, right?" She nodded. "Good. I hope he stops by." The judge blinked. "Wait, because he's been using the wrong model." Before the judge could respond, a ripple of attention spread through the crowd. Heads turned. Elon Musk had just entered the hall. He moved quietly, hands in pockets, a curious smile on his face. When he reached Sophia's booth, she looked him straight in the eyes. "Hi," she said. He smiled. "This yours?" "Yes," she replied. "And I think your engineers misapplied the delta V principle." The surrounding crowd froze. Elon blinked. "Excuse me?" She tapped her tablet. The screen lit up with a custom-built simulation. "I can show you." Elon leaned in. He wasn't offended. He was intrigued. Sophia swiped through her simulation. On the tablet screen, a digital rocket accelerated around a planetary body. Except the trajectory didn't match conventional models. "This is your team's interpretation," she said, tapping once. Then she slid to the next screen. "This is mine." The digital rocket curved differently. Faster burn, tighter arc, same fuel input, 12% more final velocity. Elon leaned in, eyes is narrowing. "You changed the angle of periapsis burn." Sophia nodded, "and optimized the thrust vectoring dynamically, based on my own equation." "You wrote your own thrust equation?" he asked, genuinely curious now. Sophia shrugged. "Well, technically, I corrected Tsiolkovsky's assumptions for atmospheric drag and layered it into an orbital gravity well profile." The small crowd was now completely silent. Elon looked at her, not like a child, but like a peer. "What's your IQ?" he asked softly. She tilted her head. "Higher than Einstein's. I was tested at 167. Elon cracked a smile. "Numbers don't impress me." "Good," she shot back. "Neither do titles." There was a beat of silence. Then Elon chuckled. "Touché." He gestured to the simulation. "This is brilliant. But what if we ran it through our real test engines?" Sophia raised an eyebrow. "Are you serious?" "I don't joke about propulsion," he said. She smiled, finally. "Then let's light it up." As Elon pulled out his phone to call one of his engineers, Sophia quietly closed her notebook. She didn't need to prove anything anymore. She'd already done it. 2 days later, Sophia stood in the main propulsion lab at SpaceX. Hair tied back, hoodie zipped up, notebook in hand, all around her, engineers in branded polos, high-speed fans, real-time monitors, and rockets the size of buildings. She was the youngest person in the room, but no one treated her like a kid. "Show us what you've got," said Martin, one of Elon's lead engineers. Sophia stepped up to the digital board and began redrawing her orbital burn profile, this time over real blueprints of the Raptor engine. "We don't need more fuel," she said. "We need smarter thrust timing and re-angled bell nozzles for low-altitude exit efficiency." Someone in the back muttered, "That's not even possible without—" Sophia turned. "It is if you stop treating old models like gospel." Elon leaned against the wall, arms crossed, watching. He didn't say a word. Not yet. After 3 hours, the room was dead silent, except for one voice running the final sim. "Guys," a programmer said slowly, She's right. The screen flashed green. Net gain, 11.8% orbital exit velocity. Same fuel, less time. The room didn't erupt into cheers. It froze. Then Martin whispered, "This changes everything." Elon finally spoke. "I want her on the adaptive systems team." Sophia blinked. "Wait, like full-time?" He smiled. "Let's start with the summer." She grinned. "And after that? We'll see if you still want us." Everyone laughed. But deep down, they all knew. This wasn't just a guest appearance. It was a new chapter. By week 3, Sophia had her own badge, her own desk, and a mug that said, "I'm not bossy, I'm precise." The adaptive propulsion team had stopped helping her. Now they waited for her lead. She didn't bark orders. She asked questions, smart ones, the kind that made senior engineers go quiet and rethink everything. One morning, she handed Elon a folded printout. "What's this?" he asked. "A way to extend engine lifespan by 18%, reduce waste heat, and cut total mission cost by 5.3%. He scanned the paper. "Without sacrificing thrust." "Without sacrificing anything," she said. He blinked. "You're not just fast. You're right." Sophia smiled. Sometimes those go together. Later that afternoon, Elon called a company-wide meeting. Not for investors, not for press, just engineers, mechanics, designers. He walked on stage and said, "We talk about building the future, but the future just walked into the room wearing a navy hoodie." Sophia turned red as the room clapped. He continued, "Intelligence is impressive, but humility is powerful." Sophia reminded us that listening is what keeps us ahead. Afterward, one of the senior designers came up to her and said, "I've worked here 12 years. Today's the first time I left a meeting inspired." Sophia nodded. "Then we're just getting started." She didn't take over. She invited them forward, and that made her more than a genius. It made her a leader. It was Sophia's last day of summer at SpaceX. She walked through the control room, nodding at the engineers who now treated her like one of their own. Her notebook was full, not with homework, but with formulas, sketches, and signatures from people who once doubted her. As she reached her desk to pack up, she saw a small black box sitting on top. No note, just her name, etched into the lid. She opened it. Inside was a single object, a custom-made SpaceX mission pin. But this one wasn't standard issue. Instead of the company logo, it bore the initials SL in polished silver. Underneath, a line engraved in Elon's handwriting. "The ones who question everything lead everything." She stared at it, stunned. Just then, Elon walked in. "Figured you might want something cooler than a farewell cupcake." She smiled. "You didn't have to do this." "I did," he said, "because this place won't be the same without you." Sophia looked up. "You mean I'm really leaving?" "That depends," Elon said. "There's an open seat on the next design panel. Paid, remote-friendly, flexible hours. All you have to do is say yes." Sophia's eyes lit up. "Yes," he nodded. "Then this isn't goodbye. It's orbit." They shook hands, but not formally. It felt more like a baton being passed. Because this wasn't the end of something. It was the beginning of her trajectory. 1 year later, a SpaceX rocket stood tall on the launch pad. The crowd gathered. Scientists, students, reporters, everyone looked up, phones in hand, countdown ticking. Inside mission control, Sophia sat at the far left console, wearing a headset and the same navy hoodie she wore the day she met Elon. Her screen didn't track the rocket itself. It tracked the engine curve she redesigned. "Final check," said the operator beside her. "All green," she replied. Calm, clear, ready. Across the country, Elon watched from his private screen. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. Because this moment, this wasn't his. At T-0, the rocket ignited. It didn't just rise, It cut through the sky, smoother, faster, more efficient than any before it. Crowds cheered, feeds went viral. But Sophia just leaned back in her chair and whispered to herself, "Told you it would work." Later that evening, she walked alone by the bay outside the control center. No cameras, no microphones, just stars. She pulled out a folded piece of paper from her pocket, Elon's original message from the gift box. "The ones who question everything lead everything." She smiled, then pulled out a pen. Underneath, she added, "And the ones who listen build the future." She folded it again, tucked it into her notebook, and looked up. Another launch was already being planned, but this time, her name was on the mission lead list.
If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe for more inspiring stories.